Hello, if anyone's watching. I'm live early, but I'm here. Anybody there? If anybody's there, somebody send a message so I know we're communicating. What up, Nathan Miller? Water Eye Nebula? Huh? Thanks, y'all. So in about 5 minutes, exactly 1 p.m., I'm going to start. Going to do a piece this size. Not sure if any of you saw, I posted on, where'd I post? Facebook, spray paint, and on my Patreon page. Really, there's only one person on my Patreon page. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing this. Trying to get you guys to subscribe to that, help me out, so I can start doing this live all the time, every day, hopefully twice a day. Be amazing. But yeah, give me a couple minutes, wait for some more people to show up, and I'm going to start. You got any questions? Put them on the screen. I'm going to try to answer them live as we go. How you doing, Billy? Lily, are you there somewhere? My Patreon member? In case I missed you. Get a little closer there. There we go. All right, volume good. Got it up. Lily, are you there? All right, so today I'm going to be using mostly Rust-Oleum Painter's Touch 2-time. It's definitely my favorite paint. I can't stand these darn caps, but I love the look of the paint. I'm also going to use the cheap Walmart brand, which I love as well, for whites and shading, maybe like a mist or a spray, a gas type look. You'll see me use that. I mean, this is literally 99 cents at Walmart. I always buy tons of this in this color and black. As you can see back here, mostly all Rusto. This is also cheap Walmart brand. This is a unique brand. This is Montana 94. This is transparent. So it's basically literally see-through of that color. Expensive can. So I probably go through one of these every 6 months to a year. I only use it lightly, but it's a really good effect if you want to keep that in your repertoire. But essentially, you can, you know, you can go just buy the basic primary colors, cheap white and black. You can spend less than 30 bucks on paint and use that for months into practice. So obviously I've built up all kinds of paint. All right, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it's a sunset, kind of like I don't know if it's sunrise or sunset. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Background, and I'm just gonna do a little foreground, like a little darkened kind of rocks on a little road, just something simple. So here we go. All right, so most important thing, you got to shake these babies up. You got to shake them, shake them, shake them. And people ask this a lot, how much? This particular thing I'm going to do a smearing. I want extra thick paint, not an insane amount, but I need enough. So one good thing too is to keep moving when you spray. Some people stay in one spot and you glob it up, then it kind of takes over the painting. So that's enough for that. I want some orange in there. We'll turn this fan up a little bit more. All right. It's a cool kind of like coral pink kind of color. I want it to be a real bright. This is a desert rose. And then maybe to add something in there, I like to use this dark, where's it at? Navy blue with these kind of colors. It looks really cool. So remember, shake them up, shake them up. Hello, France. Just got you. Thank you for joining. Shake them, shake them. All right. Trying to see who's on here. Okay, cool. So I see some people. All right, so I'm gonna, sometimes I maybe let that sit, I don't know, for like a minute. Don't always get to it. But I'm just gonna add a little bit of this just to add some color. Then I'm gonna literally there's no right or wrong. It's just going until you like the actual look of it. As you can see, the more I do it, the more yellow that comes out, the brighter colors come out. I kind of want a little more of this pink. I like it the way it's going, but I'm gonna try to, on the outside, maybe add some of this pink. They also come the other way as well. Looking kind of cool. I don't know, I want it to have more texture. I'm gonna add, don't be afraid sometimes just to go like, bam. Just to add some paint right in the middle. Don't be afraid. I'm gonna do it again. It wasn't bright enough. All right, I kind of like all that. See how that yellow came out? It's starting to look more like a sky. So now I'm gonna go back with that. Start to glob up on you. Always clean these bad boys, very important. That's normally where all the problems come from, is that right there. Don't have anything to clean. Oh yeah, dude, hold on. So I just took the thing, scraped it off, and now I'm gonna wipe it. Always check it, make sure there's no glob in there. All right, I want to kind of just go back and paint the edges where I wanted it pink, just so it kind of brightens it up. I like how that's starting to look. I'm going to take this cheap yellow. Now this is why I buy this, because if I use the normal Rusto yellow, it's so thick, which I like for this, it doesn't spray fine enough. This is almost like see-through yellow. So shake it up. All right. Yeah, the texture is good. All right, so this sprays, so I want to lighten kind of some of this up. So remember, move it fast, because I'm going to have black little rock buildings kind of things right here. You want behind that to be bright. You don't want it to be dark or it's not going to show up. So maybe spray a little bit right in the center where that sun's coming through. And I think I'm just going to leave it like that. And then maybe take the white, another reason, okay, same thing, but right below that yellow, try to add a little bit of white. Always check your spray before you do it. All right, start from the bottom and go up. So I think that right there is going to be good. All right, so now what I want to do is really let this dry. It's actually kind of hot and humid in here. I'm sure it is where you are too. It's going to dry faster. But sometimes what I'll do is, I'm sure you've seen people love to use fire, don't they? Don't really use it a lot, but for something like this, it can, because I want to take a paintbrush now. I had a brand new one I brought. I'll find it. And so I'm going to take this paintbrush and I want to paint in the stuff. But if you don't kind of let it dry, it maybe starts smearing that paint a little bit. So what I'm going to do is take this and do a quick flame and spray away from it just to try to seal it a little bit. And believe it or not, some people like to catch it on fire. That does things too. I get it about this above, just so it kind of adds a little sheen to it so you can work on top of it and not have to really worry about it. All right, so I just bought this. You know, I'm the kind of dude that likes any tool possible. I'm sure a lot of you, maybe you haven't, some of you are in different painting groups and there's all kinds of rules. People like to, there's no rule. If you can get a tree branch off the ground and shave it right and use it, that's a tool, use it. But paint brushes are pretty cool. I like to buy better ones. This is probably about a $4 or $5 one, which I keep cleaning and keep. This is a brand new one, but it just gives you a good edge. So what I'm going to do now is that this is a piece. What I'm painting on is a piece of like plastic board that they were going to throw out of my job, where they sell artist song song books, like tablature books. And I'm painting on this. I cut it. Now I'm going to use this as like just a painting palette. So I'm going to grab this black. Don't need a ton at first, but you know, it's enough to get going. Look at that, almost made a person's face right there. Crazy. All right, so we're gonna go in here and test it. Let's go and give her a tester. Remember, no right or wrong, just whatever you kind of feel free at doing. Kind of have an idea. I want like this little road kind of thing going here. So I'm gonna as long as you get that first edge in there. Now, one thing I like, you're gonna get natural shading now, because the paint's still gonna be wet no matter how much you use fire on it, somewhat. Once you add fresh paint, it re-wets it, right? So right now, some of this paint that's beneath the black is starting to come through. You probably can't see it too close, and it's leaving little shading marks. I leave a lot of those, unless it's not looking right. So as I'm going, because I'm going to eventually go back after this and do some highlights with the old traditional palette knife technique. So that will come through as well. All right, so let's, now once I get it there, I might just go ahead and take it and fill the rest in right there, right? Faster, quicker. There we go. All right. So it's a mixture of spray technique and paintbrush. All right, so now I'm just gonna go in here and do some random little rock maybe formations, or just an idea of where I want it to go. We'll go out here and put a happy little bridge. You know, just something in the background to make it look like there's something going on. Maybe put one right here. I don't know. All right, that was kind of cool. Everybody following along so far? Digging it? Huh? Cool. Thanks, Billy. Thanks, Peyton. Sweet. Just want to make sure everyone's getting it. All right, so I like this right here. This is going good. So, and just in case anyone was wondering, the clear coat, so it's the whatever brand paint you buy, always have a clear coat version. Not only does this re-wet the paint, okay, cool, Chris, all right, Donald, sweet. Not only does it re-wet the paint, but it cleans the brush. And I'm not kidding, the first like years I painted, I didn't even dawn on me that could do that. So if you're thinking that right now, don't worry, it took me about 3 years. So I like to spray this in here. Dip the brush in there. Okay. You see it? Cool, okay. Pretty obvious. And then all right, then maybe I'll take it and actually spray it like down into the trash can and spray the brush and then wipe the brush off. That tends to work. So I'm gonna do that right now. I'm spray off to the side. All right. Now just wipe the brush off, because the more you keep these clean, I know it sounds crazy, but it's gonna last, and keep working, maybe check it. All right. So now I'm gonna take the good old, it's called a palette knife is the technical term. There's all kinds. You want metal, not plastic. I like the ones that look the most like a straight up little pizza cutter, little pizza slicer, right? Okay. Yeah, I know. Someone said they didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? It's weird. So, I actually learned that from Portfolio Jimenez years back. Watched one of his videos and I was like, holy crap, that makes sense. All right, so now, make sure you keep these clean. Sand these. I got a little file right here. Literally, I file that bad boy. You want to keep it clean. The edge is clean. Keeping clean is key. All right, so what this does is, this is traditionally used in oil and acrylic paintings by picking the paint up, if you ever watch Bob Ross, and smearing it on. Well, spray painters who do this use it to scrape, literally like a scratch board. I'm sure most of you are aware of this, but if not, this is what's going on. So everyone's got their own technique. I really like to do it like this and kind of use my hand to kind of like guide myself. So I'm going to go in here and start at the very edges at the top. Do some light scraping to kind of get some little highlights going on. I really like doing it with the palette knife because it's traditional and all that, but it's so much easier. You don't have to add more paint. You don't have to traditionally in a normal painting, you'd have to grab the paintbrush and now add this yellow, which you can see, if you can see, is coming through as I'm scraping. So all that yellow and orange I added earlier, it's key to have that, even though it wasn't going to be in this part of the sky. I knew I wanted to be beneath these rocks as I'm developing the highlights. So whatever color you put down, that's the color the highlight's going to be. So there's going to be some obviously some light on this side. The sun's over here. So most of the highlights need to be on this side. Okay. So I'm over here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of do like this little road thing to kind of give myself a guidance of where I want all the highlights to be. Okay. So now I'm going to go up here, make sure I'm always wondering where that sun is, kind of right there in the middle. Although this is daytime, you're getting highlights from all sides, but just not as bright on the other side, obviously. So I want these rocks to look like we're going down this road. So I'm going to go up here, and now I'm going to add a little more pressure. So right here, more of the white of the poster board came out, which a lot of times I don't want. I wish I'd have added more color right there, like the yellow or the orange or whatever. But you know, you can always cover it up with more paint and fix it. But it's not looking too bad. So I mean, it does look like there's more of a highlight. If I did it over here, it would make more sense because the sun's over here. So now I'm going to do it like a little cliff drop right here. Okay. All right, now I'm going to go. Now, this is where it's key. It's starting to dry. It's starting to dry a little too much. Going to apply the clear coat. I spray it fast. I don't want to glop it because I really just want to lightly wet it, not make it sweat. So if you do too much, you'll literally scrape the paint off and you have white poster board now. So I'm sure a lot of you have experienced that because I have as well. All right, so that's a cool little highlight there. Now I'm going to kind of go right-handed, even though I'm left-handed. Kind of just so it goes in the direction of that. I just like to do that. It makes me feel like I'm doing it right. All right, and as I'm going up, they're going to get smaller because it's like a little road. It's little cliffs going on here, right? Add a highlight up there. All right, let's see what we got going so far. Let me see, make sure the sun's not gonna. So that's what we got going in this area right here of the highlights. Okay, poster board. Someone just asked a poster board question. Water rock. All right, so poster board. Let me see, what do I got here? Do I have a pack here? I'm gonna show you guys. So I love to buy good old 11 by 14. I think you said Dollar General. I don't recall being able to get the kind I like at Dollar General. If you're in the United States, Walgreens, the brand they tend to carry, especially if it's Crayola or Art Skills, is my favorite poster board. It's thick, glossy. You can order it online. You just have to make sure it's glossy, because if it's too thin, you'll notice when you paint a lot on it, it kind of acts like as if you almost got the paper wet. It wettens the paper as it's not thick enough. So you got to get thick enough. But Crayola brand and Art Skills, if you look, even maybe just Google those and try to buy them direct, that is the best. In other countries, I'm not sure, but just dabble and buy a couple different brands, find the one you like and just special order that brand is what I recommend. All right, so I got to clean this off because it's getting a little too globby. All right, so now I'm gonna wet that a little bit more again, just so it's a little more traction. All right, so I'm gonna try to do a little more with this road right here. I'm gonna almost put like there's kind of like steps. I'm kind of in like a doing steps mood. You know, kind of just gave it the old. Let me go back and see what that last comment was. Yeah, the Dollar General is 50 cents a sheet. Like I said, and a lot of times I'll buy the big ones and cut it down, whatever you can find to find the right thickness. There's just something about the Dollar General around here I've tried, and it just seems kind of cheaper. So I can't stress enough the Crayola brand. Essentially, Walgreens used to sell Crayola, and then they switched to Art Skill. It's probably because it was a little cheaper, but the Crayola was the best I could ever find. It was the thickest and most durable and the glossiest. So I really recommend that brand. I haven't bought it in a while because I've been recycling all kinds of other things I've been finding to paint on. Anything whiteboards, I use a lot of canvas too. And I also have stacks I've built up over the years. But all right, so I think that's real basic aside from a couple of highlights. Over here, if you look closely, maybe you know, if you saw a person, I probably should add and make it look more legit. But anywhere where the sun's coming through, all right, let's see where we're at here. I don't prefer really either canvas or poster board, somebody asked. I like both for different reasons because they give you different textures. I guess more so if I had a choice it'd be canvas because it's going to last longer, and I've grown to like, sorry about the train, there's lots of trains around here. Yeah, exactly, the humidity, dryness, all kinds of things affect the poster board or canvas, especially poster board. You get it in the wrong humid, moist environment, it's warped forever. So I recommend you keeping them in plastic sleeves with a hard backing, kind of like you would a comic book or a collectible. I like trains too. So this right here, so okay, I think I pretty much got it, but right now, anybody have any specific questions on this? Thank you, I appreciate that. I'm gonna pick this up and travel. All right, I don't want that glare in there. So let me do a little something. Sorry if I'm making you guys sick here. All right, so this is, I think, pretty much like the finished product. Okay, the effect in the sky, I mean, basically I sprayed all the colors I needed to and smeared it with my fingers. Afterwards, this video will be posted on my channel. If you're not subscribed, I'm guessing most of you already are. Go to, after I load it, you'll be able to re-watch it and watch how I did it. No, Billy, I don't add clear coat afterwards because sometimes if you do that, if you've noticed, it adds a weird white sheen, like in spots, and it dries like that, and I don't like it. I guess I got to where if you add the right amount of paint from the beginning, you shouldn't kind of need clear coat because you already have a clear paint, and if you apply it right, it normally tends to dry like equally, I guess is the best way to put it. But no, I used to do it back in the day, but I really don't use any clear coat. Unless I'm in the middle of painting, to be honest. Occasionally I would add like a polyurethane to it, which is way more durable, but especially with poster board, I don't think that you need to. I appreciate everybody who is on here. There's 27 of you guys. I really appreciate it. So one of the main reasons why I did this today is to let you guys know I'm going to be starting. I've started a Patreon page. Lily, I hope you're out there. She was my first member. Essentially, it starts at $3 a month. You can subscribe, and there's different tiers. I'm sure some of you guys might be familiar with Patreon, but the way I'm trying to get enough money a month to just, I'm sorry, I just realized that I was way too high, to afford the internet, to have it in my spot, and be able to put these out every day, almost at least once a day, if not twice a day. So, I mean, it's $3 a month. Lily, I appreciate you being the first one. If anybody's interested, I would really appreciate it. And you'll see in the tiers I've listed the different perks you will get for each tier. A couple of them include one-on-one, a couple times a week, FaceTime sessions. So just things of that nature. It's patreon.com/Marcus Fussell Art. My name, how to spell it's down below. I would really appreciate it, guys. Thank you for joining me. And I'm gonna ask one more time, is there any more questions? I'm gonna pick this back up so you guys can see the painting. I appreciate it, Osama. I understand times are rough, guys. So, lost my job myself, and I'm trying to transition into this full-time if possible, and I really appreciate it. You got any other questions maybe you missed, you can message me here on, leave a comment on the video, and I will reply. You could also email me at CIV as in Victor, IL as in Larry, YEN as in Nancy @Gmail. Stay tuned. I might be doing another one tomorrow or Monday. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it.